Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the CORSAIR DreamLeague Season 9. I'm ODPixel, I'm here with Fogged.
Have you just been running around this whole time?
I was skipping around.
How long were you running around for?
I don't know, just...
Couple minutes?
10 seconds.
10 seconds?
I don't know.
I think it was a couple minutes.
Time flies. We're having fun here at the DreamLeague. So, Game 2.
Game 2.
What do we take away from that one?
Execration needs to pick more team fight. I feel like I say this a lot lately, but I feel like they had such a hard game plan going into this one. Clockwork off lane, lackluster. Of course, I think the hero's really tough to do that with as well. I think it's more of a 4-role hero. You do the same thing in both roles. I think they just had to get a lot done with that hero to make space for Tinker and Terrorblade. So
then, Game 3 now. What do you... Oh, okay, yeah, let's not forget your point. Let's not forget his point.
Thank you. Yep. Gotta keep pulling ahead of you. All right, who's got which side now? So it looks like we will have... TNC is on the Radiant, so we do have the same side.
Oh, hang on, yeah.
Same
Can't really see that at home, can you guys?
What happened? What's that? You messed it up too. Look, you got a little... Because you threw the pillow at it, man. It's a little dirty now. But it's beautiful. Look at that.
Beautiful. So Fogged on, what, 19?
Yes.
And I'm on 15. Not that bad.
Not too bad. I'm still giving you that one extra one when you had to go opposite of me, so whatever.
It's not, yeah.
But it's fine. Yeah, you're still there.
It's not bad.
Don't worry.
Only 4 predictions beyond.
You can make it really quickly, don't worry.
So Game 3.
So Game 3. Yeah, I think adjustments we made. I think first 2 Tinker, not crazy about it either. I think you can really get abused in those scenarios. And the last big Terrorblade for me, I could see why they wanted it because you're like, oh, you see all these heroes, it's okay versus, but at the end of the day, I think it was a hard to play lineup for Execration. They had to like execute perfectly and take it super late game, which TNC just abused by going for push lineup. And Armel seems to be a problem. He is destroying the mid lane.
I'm kind of hoping he plays something different because I like to see what he can do on all the different heroes.
Yeah, that mid lane was crushed the Tinker as Dragon Knight. Like, he was doubling the last hits. He was pushing him out of lane, forcing him to Shrine. So I think they do have to address that problem. That mid lane is a big issue for them. It
was. I mean, his DK, and even in the game that they lost, the TA performance of the lane was spot on.
Yes, he killed the guy.
He's a very, very strong laner, and I think the DK game showed us as well. He certainly can do big things in terms of just fighting with the team.
Yes, sir.
But here we are, ladies and gentlemen. You should be able to get the draft on your screen right now.
Nice.
TNC versus Execration.
Sanking also seemed to be pretty important in both games. I feel like Timps, of course, he didn't have like this massive impact in the last game because he didn't really have to, but just having the stun, like having the stun plus team fight really makes your game a lot easier to play.
Having the Sanking, so...
10 seconds remaining.
I would kind of like to see both teams just take the Sanking first pick if it doesn't get banned.
Yeah, I think the Sanking... I don't really know if...
Absolutely, I think it's first pick material.
I think so too. I don't know if Execration plays the Earth Spirit. I think that's also one that we could rate pretty highly, but they're not really touching it. And yeah, we'll just see the adjustments that get made. Same bans from TNC. They've got first pick as well. Execration. What are they considering that last ban to be? They've banned... What was the last one they banned both times? They banned the same thing, I think, both times. So.
Remaining.
What did they do?
It was... Oh, yeah, it was Nyx. Right.
5 seconds
yeah, they banned the Nyx against TNC.
TNC.
They'll do it again. They'll do it again.
So, Sanking first pick. Or do they switch it up?
Yeah,
Sanking first pick. Yeah. I think that hero is actually...
Yeah, I really...
Seems really strong. He's so
really
flexible. Because it's so flexible.
Yeah, and these teams are just so good at using it. They're perfect with the team find. This hero, it offers everything. You know, it's a hero that it can farm quickly.
I'm just gonna, I mean, it's probably Tim's playing it, but we're just gonna, I'm gonna throw it off lane for now until we get more info. Because we could see that like Earth Spirit come out or the Disruptor second pick. If they see a mid laner, they could do that DK first too, like they did last time. But I think more than likely we'll see the two supports.
Yeah,
supports picked in the first.
I don't think we're gonna see, as you say, sort of anything on the lines of that Tinker second pick.
I think Rubik.
Too cocky.
Execration could grab Rubik +1 here.
Oh, they take the.
Take the clock again. Maybe SF. They just take it. They could.
Yeah, sure. Go SF clock.
If they do that, then I can understand it.
I would not really understand if they took the clock and put it off lane again.
TNC's turn to...
Witch Doctor.
Okay, so clock and Witch Doctor. I'm sort of hoping for Execration's sake that it is going to be a roaming clock, but...
I'm putting it safe lane because I don't want to see it off lane, personally. But they might just really like playing it like that.
Yeah.
Execration's turn to
TNC, of course, with a block pick, they will take the Shadow Fiend.
Ooh, that's spicy. I'm a big Shadow Fiend fan. I actually think he just might be the best mid laner at the moment. Gives you everything.
I was saying in that regards, I imagine you're looking forward to see what Armel can do with the hero.
Yes, this is going to be really fun.
This is a real lane dominate. You get the first, you get a good start. It's very hard in any sort of 1v1 for anyone really to come back against an SF if you get a good beginning.
Yeah, and having some kind of stunner or someone who can rotate for you early on. If you get level 2, level 3, you have kill threat on almost any hero. So what would they probably ban? I don't know. Is Execration? No, actually, never mind. Execration takes out the Bat Rider. TNC does take out the Tinker. I was gonna say, do they want to ban the Tinker? But after last game and they crushed it, I was like, maybe they just didn't really care so much about it. But
I mean, it was still annoying.
It is still obnoxious.
Sure, they did beat it eventually, but it took a long time to do so because they had to wait until they had like a 30k net worth lead before they were confident on actually finishing the game.
So Sam H being the target of bans here from Execration. Even though they see the Sanking, they're assuming that's going to be Tim's 0. Which is a good assumption.
Sure, but I think as you said, definitely if TNC feel that Sam H's pool has been closed down too much in terms of the other bans, they will just
they'll just pick like Earth Spirit +1 as the supports, and then they're in a great spot anyway. So Execration do see that mid matchup. They're the two big ones that are good at like shutting down the Shadow Fiend a bit is the Tinker and the Queen of Pain. So those are banned out.
10 seconds remaining.
What do they want to get here?
5 seconds remaining.
I mean, I think Rubik's still fine.
I want Rubik, but we see the clockwork.
Yeah.
I want that to be a support. I don't want it to be the off.
But I think in Execration's mind, as we've seen, if they're picking it first, they may have the tendency to prefer having it on the off lane.
I think TNC will probably just take Disruptor again. They take the Gyro.
Okay.
Gyro Clockwork, with as soon as they hit level 6 on these two heroes, they actually threaten all over the map because, you know, just how much damage you can deal with a hook shot plus a call down. What the hell am I looking for? Oh, there it is.
10 seconds remaining.
So it is a lot of damage coming between this lineup, and I do kind of like this Gyrocopter pick. It lets their carry player play aggressive, Nando, which I like when he does. Assuming it's not like a mid-gyro or something along those lines that we do sometimes see.
Execration's turn to pick.
Bane's going to be the pick this time.
Okay. Again, it's there. I mean, that combo.
Bane SF.
One of the most common.
Yeah, Bane SF
as well. Yeah, that's.
You not only guarantee the mid lane, but if you sleep the target, he can get an easy setup for a triple raise, and that could be something we're going to see. So I'm going to put him mid with the SF this time around.
I think he's going to be hovering there for sure.
10 seconds
I don't like the way that Sanking's tilted. There we go, better.
5 seconds.
As you say, out that Bane sat mid.
I still like Rubik. Now I like Rubik even more for Execration.
But as you say, it would mean
then the clock would be off.
We would like the clock to be position 4, but.
So offlaners.
TNC's
there you go. So it is the position 4 clock. I like this already.
Much better.
Much better. You're not doing the offlane clock.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
So offlane Underlord.
Mm-hmm.
And certainly can be very handy for you catching out the Sand King and such lots of ways.
Yeah, the pit is very good versus Sand King, and there's some damage reduction for Shadow Fiend. And we tend to see like the hood pickup for the Underlorded.
Timbersaw. Okay, that's a.
So maybe they could run some kind of aggro lane.
Sam H Timber.
I think they might run some aggro lane and put the Timber versus Underlord.
Definitely. I think we saw them do it in game 1. They did lose. No, sorry. I mean, game 2. No, it was game 2 where they did go aggressive tri lane. Have Sam H in the 1v1. And as you say, if you can get the Timbersaw in the 1v1 against the Underlord, you're going to be happy.
In the mid game, though, Underlord, the pit can be obnoxious, but we'll see like a hood built instantly by that Timbersaw to kind of deal with the percent or the damage and everything that comes out from all that magic damage that they will have between Witch Doctor, Gyro, and Underlord. OD ban. I think if you pick Timbersaw, you have to ban OD. That's just like rule of thumb.
10 seconds remaining.
Execration do take out the Brewmaster, so they think. Yeah, they're thinking kind of the same thing that we were talking about, is having that Timber in the safe lane. It could even be Raven playing it.
I can't, but no, is it?
It would be more than likely Sam H and Raven play a carry hero, but yeah, I mean.
I'm a little surprised.
Okay, safe lane, sorry.
A little surprised on the Brew ban.
You're a little surprised on the Brew.
It's a Brew and Timber in the same lineup. For me, that doesn't.
It's all about the Shadow Fiend, though, right?
Sure,
I guess
you got the
in their
SF,
heads.
you're right quicker. No, okay, so you're right.
Yeah,
it is
it is.
Raven. It is Raven Timbersaw. Okay,
Yeah.
so Sam H on the Darkseer.
So they're going to do a pressure lane. So Darkseer sinking off lane, Timber in a 1v1, and Bane SF mid. Bane's going to be running between lanes a bit, but okay.
10 seconds.
What will be the last pick? Execration. What is their mid? What do they want to put versus SF? Do they grab something like... Do they just take like Viper or something and just try to get the matchup? But Bane SF is so strong. These two heroes, if they are set up in the mid lane, there's not a whole lot of things that can actually match it easily.
Yeah, it's...
Viper, do they go for something like Puck? No, I don't like it. I think they need more than just a single core gyro.
Can't they just go for DK themselves?
I guess.
You got to wait to CS regardless of the enfeeble and such.
But you're very susceptible to the triple raise, and there's a timber.
I mean, you could get something like the PL because there's a lot of things to to dodge into Duke, but
there's a lot of AoE already though.
True.
Sand King, Shadow Fiend, Timber.
Yeah.
Quite good versus that PL. I feel like we haven't seen too much PL lately too. I feel like that hero kind of, I don't know what happened.
Not in South America.
No, it got, oh yeah, that's right, it was SA.
CIS
like,
we did, but
yeah,
SA.
CIS was like every game. That's a good point.
I think it's hard for Execration.
I think they're stuck right now, actually.
Really thinking, yeah, what can sort of lane against the SF Bane and what can actually kill sort of the Timber and such at the later stages. A lot of tanking.
I still like Viper because it breaks the reactive at least. It's a safe pick, but you have to be like a specialist of Viper because that hero can also just fall flat on its face in a nasty manner.
Monkey King.
So gyro mid and then Monkey King safe lane?
I guess. I mean, they could do Monkey King +1 mid, but
they get smashed. They get smashed in the lane. Yeah, there's no way that if they did that, they would like just get completely handled because it would be like some dual main lane or something. So gyro mid.
Yeah, so it is.
Nando's gonna play this.
It is Nando. Yeah, so it is. Yeah, gyro mid.
So they're gonna have to do some dual lane mid with either gyro clock or gyro witch doctor, and then put the Monkey King. They're probably gonna do gyro clock mid, I'd assume. Okay.
Wow. So here we go. Game 3, a bit of a change-up. I believe they're the first Monkey King we've seen so far in any of the qualifiers.
Oh, yeah, that's true, actually.
Yeah, that's true. We've just not seen this hero at all in any of the regions so far, but here we have it. So, predictions. I got to be honest with you. I'm not sold on the Monkey King. Dude, you're picking a Monkey King into Vacuum and Timbersaw.
Yeah, they both can just clear trees
all the trees are going to be gone.
Yeah.
I think TNC is going to have this one no-brainer. I think this is going to be much quicker. I don't think you're going to see such a slow build. I really think, yeah, the Monkey King, his trees are going to get cut down every time.
I think Armel is going to go ham on Shadow Fiend. I'm going TNC as well.
Let's see.
Let's see what happens.
As here we have it. Game 3, the deciding matchup between these two sides, the first series of the day, TNC versus Execration. Let's see what we have go down between these two and see, as you say, yeah, Armel, Shadow Fiend, let's see what he can do. He had a great game.
I'm hyped for this. This should be fun. I am afraid a bit for this Monkey King.
I'm afraid for the Monkey King.
Yeah.
Monkey King into Timber. That is very ballsy.
Yep. I really thought that I guess they just really couldn't think of couldn't have like a good mid laner. Like that's the problem.
It did seem like
there really isn't anything great versus Bane SF. You struggle. Enfeeble looks pretty good this game too for the Bane in the mid game if he gets to that point.
Okay, let's see. Let's see what Execration can do here. So they are going for that level 1 smoke.
They want to get an advantage at the start. Scout the lanes. I mean, they know what they're going to be. More than likely, they put the Timber bottom, so maybe they dodge and they put Underlord top and they run a aggro with Monkey King. They probably want the Monkey King versus Timbersaw matchup.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
That's similar
in
kind
early levels in the lane.
Look at bottom. Look at bottom. He's jumping through the tree. He's going to go for a courier snipe? No, he's going to go for the courier.
If you don't check, because you don't see it on the map, remember, boys and girls, you don't see this on the map. You only see this if you're looking at that bit in the game.
We're watching the courier.
Yeah.
Is it going to move out of the base? SF has a bounty rune. Is he going to fly?
It's
coming. It's coming. Look, here comes the courier.
Here we go.
He's looking for it.
Froggy McFrogson.
He wants it. He's going.
He's going to have to frog a bit quicker. Oh!
They see him.
Oh, he's been rumbled. He's been rumbled.
Oh, that's great.
The frog is out of there, and the courier will survive. We didn't get to see that hot courier on courier action that we hoped for. As Nando, yeah, straight down to the bottom lane. So
TNC's got the lanes that they want. They
have,
met them.
Because you don't have, as you say, what I thought they would try and get the Monkey King against that Timber early on.
Yeah, but TNC read the play and they dodged. They threw that Timber top, expecting the Monkey King to go bottom. And already you see Gyro's going to start getting bullied by this dual lane, so Clockwork has to come help. It's a nice cog back.
Yeah, double cogs back onto them.
Armel doing a lot of damage.
Got the homing missile.
Armel in a lot of trouble.
That's going to be your first blood, Carl.
Great rotation.
Gyro doing it indeed with the help of Lumic coming in with the cogs. Wow. I think he must have only just got that level 2 as well.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Nicely done by Lumic. They need those kind of kills because the last hit department is going to be heavily Shadow Fiend favored after the first few moments.
Back in.
They're spotting the Clockwork. They know he's making that rotation again, so they have to make sure they don't play on the enemy high ground when that Clockwork does come in. Ooh, Armel misses the last hit with a raise. He misses a second one too. And oh, uphill miss. Another uphill miss. Okay, that's actually unfortunate.
So top lane in this at the moment, just a case of trading the farm, but definitely once the levels are there on the Timber, it does become a little bit hairy for the Underlord. If the Timber wishes to start playing aggressive. Yeah, I think they are going to need to, and Nando's up there already.
Yeah. I think it's a bit too risky bottom. If he gets caught in like a stun with double on-show once Darkseer gets levels.
Yeah, Monkey King's so squishy early.
Yeah, and he wants to lane versus Timber. But the thing is that Timber, once he gets a level advantage, if he has like a big one, he'll be okay. But
yeah.
Nando's already got like level 3 almost, and he's got boots, so he can definitely right-click him a lot.
But look, that you move, we move.
Yep.
Samate says, I'm up here. Ella Monkey King, welcome back to the lane matchup that you didn't want.
Carl's still doing great, because this first blood, he gets his Ring of Aquila nice and early, so he actually still does have a okay base damage.
Cuckoo just keeping constant vision on the movements from Lumic, making sure it's very hard for Lumic to come back towards that middle lane.
He's starting to stack now on Cuckoo, so they can have that way to accelerate Armel's farm. Since it is what we like to call like a solo core Shadow Fiend, you know, they have, of course, like this Timber who can get big, but he's only right-clicker mid. Armel making a full barrage.
The Nightmare's there onto the Clockwork to try and hold him back, but Lumic will still be able to get it off. The wraparound with the Paralyzing Cask and the Maledict. Execration doing a fantastic job at shutting down Armel. And we've seen how he plays. I think this is definitely the way you want to take the game. You know, you want to push Armel back at the beginning. You can't let this guy get ahead.
Agreed. Great rotations coming out. Armel needs to watch out under the Rocket Barrage rocket. It actually does a lot of damage to SF because you are quite squishy early on. And look at that Gyro. Because of these rotations, he actually is pulling out ahead in the lead in the last hits.
On Cask, onto Sam H. They have Nando jumping across. Surge has already been used. He's trapped in the cogs. Nando will be able to get himself in.
Serious trouble.
Punch him down, and that is going to... Oh, I think he wanted the kill there, Nando, but he doesn't get it himself. But there's still, nonetheless, that Sam H going down. They have found Gyro, though. Gyro coming a little too far over TNC's half of the map, and that will be a free kill for Armel. They're not quite sure what the Gyro's plan was there. And that's Carl getting a little ahead of himself there.
You thought you were winning?
Top lane. Sam H. Well, it's just Nando's still doing quite all right here.
Yeah.
That kill they got in the Darks here certainly helping out the Monkey King.
And the Underlord versus Timber, just trade farming with the both. Actually, we didn't have the Underlord go Soul Ring. He actually just went for Arcane Boots. Raven, of course, did go the Soul Ring. Tends to be the build we see on those strength heroes.
A lot of attention back around mid. Again, you see you've got both supports now from TNC.
They see Lumic as well. They're really protecting the Shadow Fiend with their warding and with their both supports. Ward gets placed by Lumic. I don't believe that one was spotted either. So we'll be able to see when those supports are there. So it's going to give a lot of information to Execration if they do want to make movements. Whenever they see those supports move away from the mid lane, they could try to gank mid or vice versa. If they don't see the supports, they could try to gank mid.
Up top, I'm trying to chase down that dark zit. He's got the surge back up. Samich will get away before those Jingle Mastery hits stack up. Mid lane, nightmare, but Lumic's presence on the clockwork, making it impossible for Armel to close in and go for the kill. Yeah,
it's actually so nice that he's doing this. I think it's really important to point out is that even though he's not like standing in the lane or like doing anything, it's like if the sleep does come out, that's where Carl's like, I can die here because triple raise, but a clockwork runs in, you can't get the triple raise off.
Just what double damage.
What a lane. Dodge. Great. All right. Uses the full extent of his the full mana pool and elf pool nearly, and gets himself the kill. This is so.
Key timing is
yeah. This is the point where that lane does become a bit of a nightmare for the Underlord to go in on his own.
He can still push the lane in constantly with Firestorm, but yeah, he's definitely under threat of dying every time he walks up versus that. Again, Cuckoo mid to get the sleep, but Tims is here this time with the stun.
Yep, let's see what they can get lined up. They get the burrow strike through onto the gyro.
Battery assault.
Armel is taking a lot of damage though. The return fire coming in, post the fairy fire and the stick charges. The paralyzing Carl bouncing around Armel. He'll go down. Carl is still alive for now. He's keeping his distance. Lumic's diving the tower. So he's going to come back in. Carl, he wants to get involved in this. He swags himself back in under the tower and takes the double kill and gets out.
The battery assault plus that timing of the cask, Armel couldn't get a single raise off during that. Gets brought down. Great job by Execration with the rotations, shutting down this SF.
They really are. They put full focus on this mid lane.
They know it. They knew it.
They're getting the farm is still good. You look at all 6 cores. They're all up there. No one is really getting massively left behind, and that's Armel as well. Despite the fact they're killing him, he is still farming. But
yes, Gyro is, I guess you could say, like, in last hits, he's falling behind, but he's got 3 kills to his name, so that makes up for it. So, and he's got the phase boot plus the Achilles, so he's got the way to close the gap onto Armel. But now, Armel, he's got a triple stack in the jungle. That is the one thing that that Cuckoo was making sure to do, as a way to just keep the SF in the game in case the rotations do come out, which they have been.
Armel.
They pretty much need Tims to be playing around that mid lane constantly to protect the Shadow Fiend, because he is super suffering. Just, you know, giving up kills at least.
There we go. Tims.
Uh-oh.
Setting up. Closing the gap for Raven. Raven chasing this down with the Timber Chain. I mean, Yaj can try and juke it out. They'll have another burrow strike up in a second if it's required. It's not even needed. Straight in with the chain and the burst. They'll take the kill. Tims in a bit of trouble here. Yeah, they've got the Boundless. So Tims will pay with his life. But securing kills for Raven. Raven being chased down by Carl. Homing missile is inbound. He'll try and get himself underneath the tower, at least Raven. And that should make it very hard for the Gyro to dive, indeed. Gyro will not move in. Carl actually teaming straight back towards the mid.
Yep. Mid. They're still kind of neck and neck. You know, Gyro is 100 gold ahead, but he's got 3 kills to his name. SF just has a lot more last hits because of that jungle.
What's the XP difference looking like between the two of them?
It's exactly
SF,
the same.
Level 7 Gyro. Okay.
Yeah, maybe SF's a tiny bit ahead because of those neutrals camps, the neutral stack.
There's Raven leading the levels at the moment, having that free lane to himself and getting the kills. And, well, bottom lane. TP away, as TNC won't be able to get the kill. They'll look towards top, chasing down Sam H. Sam H out of mana, Surge already used, Maledict's on him. Jingu Mastery stacks up. Quick wham bam from Nanda. Cuts him down with a Boundless.
He wants a 4 staff pretty badly on this Darkseer. Yeah. He's already queued up that staff. Cuckoo mid, trying to get the sleep on Carl, but Carl's able to back off because of those phase boots and the wind lace. Going the drum rush, as we've been expecting on a lot of these heroes lately, actually. SF's doing the same thing, too.
Bottom lane. Yaj, again, suffering in this situation. The matchup just works too perfectly for the Timber now. Now that you have got this massive level advantage and the presence of the Sand King that keeps coming down, it's easy kills for days for Raven down on the safe lane Timber. Top lane. Going in with the Boundless. He'll look to try and dive down onto Sam H. Couple more hits will do it. Sam pops the wall down.
Slow.
And he's still looking at Nando. He should have it, and he does. Nando's able to dive and get the kill.
Yeah, Nando having that ward up there. Sam H, or Tims and them definitely know that because of the way that he was attacking through the tree line there.
Yeah, instant ping, I believe, from Sam on that.
Yeah.
to let them know that's the case. Build up for the Monkey King, as has been with when it is picked. Still going to be the Battle Fury.
Yeah, just so you can continue to farm, because you don't really farm too great on this hero in the lanes. You pretty much have to use Boundless Strike to farm the lane, or if you go for that like 4 in Primal Spring build, but this is just much better to keep up mid. Sleep comes out, they need a double raise, not enough to bring down Carl though with that raindrop. Got a lot of wand charges saved up as well. So Hood finished up on the Timber. He's going to be going for a Yule Scepter build. And mid, hook shot.
Closing the gap. Lumic looking towards Armel, but won't quite be able to get the cogs down. A little too speedy on the SF.
We'll have, I think, the drums finished up on SF now too. So yeah, even though he's died 3 times, he is ahead of the Gyrocopter by 400 gold. The power of Shadow Fiend. And he's also got a bit of a level advantage too from those neutral creeps.
Up top, Lumic. He's got his eyes on Sam. We'll be able to get the cog trap, and with the presence of Nando jumping in, Surge ready to be used. This is going to be another death for Sam.
They're still pinging the ward. They know it's there.
It's not been dewarded yet.
It's the thing is that Tim's has been the one pinging it too. It wasn't even Sam H, so they knew it was there, but it does die into it anyway. Level 6 online for Bane. They're gonna probably want to do a smoke gank here. They do smoke up. They're gonna look for Nando. It's an easy kill if they can get the Fiend's Grip.
And that'll be the dream catch. This Monkey King.
They know he's there too. Tims was pinging him out.
There we go. That should be the Fiend's
Grip
straight away into the raises. Goodbye, Monkey King. Armel making sure that he gets the kill. Carl just a little too low to really think about re-engaging and doing anything in return. So just has to let his Monkey King die.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
The farm's still looking very good for Raven. The Hood into yours.
Yours, yeah. I like this instead of like I'm not a big fan of Bloodstone.
No.
Tims going a little too deep, gets dusted.
Yeah, hanging around behind that tower there.
They're giving it to Carl. Both teams prioritizing giving their cores those kills. So Sam H is the one who's really suffering in this game, and that's why we see this 1k gold advantage for Execration. He's like 1400 behind the Underlord, his counterpart. And the Clockwork as well, getting a little bit more gold than the Sand King in these rotations. Lumic been having a great game, 2-0 and 7.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Nando with the big kill down bottom. They do have the Maledict, the Boundless. This is going to be a lot of damage coming into Raven. Perfect hook shot, perfect control, and Raven will surely pop. Execration there, very nicely coordinated between the 3 of those heroes. It's a hard target, but if they pull it off perfectly, they can still kill him.
They have a ward on the high ground here. Yash trying to eat multiple raises.
Leading him with the epicenter as well. Root does come out, but the Epi's already down, so Tims can chase. Nightmare out to Carl, but Carl, he's actually turning, he gets a kill out of this one with the cooldown. He's looking for more. The Root's still doing work. The Pit of Malice working out. Carl gets the triple kill. The Underlord may have died, but he did his job on the way out, as that AoE control working out perfectly for that man. Nice vacuum there for Sam H, dragging them out of the cogs. Won't quite save his life though with the Mallet Anonymous. Look for a deny to Roche. Won't make it, so in total, that's the entire team of TNC dying all over the map.
Yeah, TNC, they took 1700 damage from Firestorm there. The Hood being used by Underlord tanked him up long enough for that Gyrocopter to come in. 1700 damage from Firestorm, 1600 from the Gyrocopter, just perfectly catching them inside of that pit multiple times.
Yeah, massive. I mean, putting Gyro now right up to the top of the net worth. That was
bottom.
Huge triple kill. And the fact that, gets 2 of those.
Cuckoo gets the sleep set up. His teammates are coming now. Long TP, though.
It is. It's going to be a chance for Nando to get out. He's going to try for it. He was looking for the ultimate, turns with the Boundless.
Can he jump in?
Should be able to jump out.
Yeah, he's good.
Fine. He's out of there. Good job as well for Nando, as he was about 100 gold away from having that Battle Fury. So really not wanting to be knocked back, and is on track to get sort of that 15-minute Battle Fury timing, so still very good for the Monkey King this game. Cuckoo, design up Yaj, will be rooted. Cuckoo does have Tims behind him.
Whoop, whoop.
Lumic finding the hook shot, trapping Cuckoo in. Jump forward for Nando. Cuckoo certainly will be dead. Yaj actually the one to get the kill, even though it looks like again. It's Nando Monkey King. He does love to try and get the kill secure with that Boundless. That's the Battle Fury done, so the farm's going to be big for Nando. As him and Gyro are going to have a very nice time farming this game. They have a 3K lead, 17-6. Execration doing a very good job so far.
Carl has been killing it this game on the gyrocopter. Yeah. Just the small rotations by Lumic. Yeah, he's doing a great job. Level 14 already, 7-1 and 3, top of net worth, almost S&Y. He's definitely feeling himself.
Very, very beefy for this early stage of the game. That's the Force now finally finished for Sam. So a little less vulnerable to being caught out the numerous times he has done, because he is 0-5 and 0 Sam.
Yeah, he's really struggling. I'm surprised he's not been working more with Tims. Like, that's where we see these like dual melee kind of things, the Darkseer +1. You have to abuse that Ion Shell early on. Mid.
Look at this, the caught out into the root. Tims caught out, taken down again. Nando, that's my kill, he says. Throws the boundless strike down, will find it. Yaj, where's he heading off? Oh, he wants to go back to base. All right, off you go, Sam.
Cuckoo mid, gets the sleep on Carl.
They need to get this Jara. It's such a high value kill. They've got the Fiend's grip. Hookshot comes in. Carl, is he going to be able to get out?
The pipe
drops. Oh no, but Raven. He has that Yules, he has the control, he will cut down Carl, but on the back lines, they've lost the Bane, they've lost the Shadow Fiend. Nando finishes off that kill onto Armel with the boundless strike. They're chasing for more. They've got the vision on Samh, using the courier here to keep track of the Darkseer. Nando jumps in, Samh has a surge. He can keep running. He certainly cannot hide from these heroes though. As they jump up into the trees, the courier keeping tabs on him, doing work there for the team. And again, Execration winning these team fights quite significantly.
Oh my goodness. Gyro almost lived to the pipe there by Yaj. Almost is enough to save him, but yeah, you saw Raven's Yules be able to clean him up. Armel getting handled by all the magic damage. He just gets isolated, Maledict that time, plus Death Ward. He's gonna need to get a BKB pretty early in this game, probably right after this Hurricane Pike.
Yeah, absolutely needs, as you said, one stun, and he's pretty much dead. There's very little his team can do.
So much magic damage.
I mean, they have what, a Nightmare, so you can see there could be some neat moves with that, but it's very hard to save someone.
And this Clockwork, Lumic, he's got a Spirit Vessel. He's almost 5K gold. He almost has the same net worth as Darkseer.
And of course that I am very good against Timber, yeah.
Yeah, ruined Timbersaw.
Of course, shutting down that passive regen. One of the things he does rely on. Sure, he still has a lot of armor, but that regen, one of the reasons why you see those sort of unkillable Timbersaw clips. And that Spirit Vessel will take the majority of that away.
5K advantage already.
Moving in on mid.
Lumic on the prowl.
Yeah, seeing if he can find anyone behind it. Raven, not really the target he wants to lead into.
No, they know there's multiple Force steps too, so he doesn't really want to hook in. He's just kind of zoning away from the tower. TNC really needs Tim's Blink Dagger to make this game easier for themselves, so they can actually get like those vacuum combos. Execration really making all the right moves.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Lumic. Got the dust. Tims is on the high ground. Spirit Vessel's there. Tims should be in a lot of trouble unless he can play his way out of this with the Burrow Strike and the Sandstorm back up in a second. But Lumic does have the hook shot. If Lumic can find it, he will kill it. Doesn't quite get it. All the spells off the mark, as Tims very, very lucky to get out of that one.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Monkey King ult use. Raven kind of baited that one bottom.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Armel will find the space to finish off that tier 1. So Hurricane Pike done, and as you say now, we could just look to see Armel
go for BKB, definitely.
Absolutely.
I think he 100% needs it. And yeah, he queues it up. I think it's way too important versus all this magic damage. Timbersaw has queued up Bloodstone next. I think that's okay, because he's already got Yules and Hood to save himself.
Smoke up and looking to go mid. So looking to try and go on the gyro. Yaj is there looking for the pit, but the Burrow Strike comes out from Tims onto 2. Armel for the side, going for the Requiem, looking for that damage reduction onto the members of Execration. Epicenter comes out from Tims, Carl, and Grim's falling low, but on the sideline, Nando.
Awkward.
Oh, doesn't quite get the jump in perfectly now. Now a look to lead in onto Armel, but look how low Execration getting. The wall's been dropped down. At TNC, they've lost 3. Witch Doctor will go down. Double kill for Yaj. Armel still alive in the midst of it all. Does manage to claim the double kill. Hurricane pikes himself out as the right clicks fly through onto Nando. Raven with the control with the Yule Scepter, cutting this Monkey King down low. Will get the Nando kill. TP out straight away from Yaj, and he'll make it before that Yules is back off cooldown.
That was a very scary fight. It almost looked like Armel was going to go down
really
there.
Did, but
that Hurricane Pike and the wall.
Yeah.
The wall actually did a lot of work in that fight. I was like, wow, how did Raven just hit that Monkey King so hard? And I was like, oh yeah, he went for the plus 100 damage instead of the reactive, since he's versus a Spirit Vessel anyway.
I like that.
He actually chunked
really
him. Yeah, he chunked him down pretty hard.
And that sort of fight, you know, you're killing that Monkey King, you're keeping Raven and Armel alive. So far, in terms of the fights that we've seen, definitely the best fight that TNC have had this game. Yeah,
it was looking very scary, but yeah, they've claimed themselves a bit back in the game, dropping it from a 6K advantage down to only a 2K.
As you can see on the graph, pretty much displaying the result of that last fight there.
A lot of experience gained too.
Oh, Lumik finding the connection. Bang on target.
Goodbye, Cuckoo.
Who's going to get the kill? Carl, he wants it, and he'll get money for the Jara. As it's a bit of a race here between Carl and Armel towards those BKBs.
Bloodstone finished, and we did see like that last fight. Oh, that force away.
I was going to say maybe a Bloodstone charge, but with that Burrow Strike missing.
They've got Yules too to stop in case he TPs.
Oh, that's true, and his TP's actually still on cooldown.
Yep.
He's got the pipe. Okay, nothing to stop that though. That'll work. Yaj is out.
Yep. So yeah, Raven lived that whole last fight, which is really important as a Timber in this game because he went for the XP talent. So you see he's level 19 already, higher than anyone by 3 levels.
Yeah, level 19, 20 more minutes.
He is
that
very high level.
Is doing absolute work. And what... So we'll have to see what Cuckoo does here. He's actually going to be the one to get gone. Cast, Maledict, Deathward. We'll go for the Nightmare to stop the channeling, but he's still there. Cuckoo's down.
0-7. Poor Cuckoo.
Shadowblade now finished on Timber. So yeah, with those quick levels, what have we got now? 10%.
The Monkey King?
Monkey King.
I was like, wait, what? I was like, I've never seen
Shadowblade Timber, let's go. So he's got the 10% cooldown reduction now on the Timber Saw. Now he's hit level 20. And what is the level 25 that you sort of race towards?
I see most people take the Timber Chain range because it goes from 1450 to 2800.
It is pretty ridiculous how far it takes you out and in.
If he was versus more strength heroes, you take the other one, but he's only versus like Clockwork and Underlord. The cores are agi.
I'd agree, yeah.
I'd agree with the range one.
TNC. Armel very close to his BKB. BKB is now done for Carl though, so Gyro getting his a little bit sooner, but a couple of creep waves and Armel will be there as well. So both BKBs on those big cores that both teams really relying on keeping alive to get that physical damage out in the fights.
Yeah, they're keeping it neck and neck in the farm. Tim's does have that Blink Dagger now too on Sanking. So they at least have a way to start the fights now on the side of TNC.
There we go. So, the question is, who's going to be hungrier for the fight? Are we going to see one team? Does one team need to be a little active? If this game does go on, who's going to be the ones to fall off?
Well, Execration has two carries, and they have an Underlord versus Shadow Fiend. So I would say the TNC does fall off a bit. Okay. But it's all going to be about, like, the thing is that they have Wombo combo. They have the Darkseer plus Sanking plus Shadow Fiend. So it's all just up to execution in this one, at least for the next, like, 10-15 minutes at least.
Or Tims. He's got his eyes on Lumik. Double dust coming out from the both of them. Tims gets himself over the Burrow Strike to the low ground, but Lumik looking to follow. Cooldown's out. He's going to catch 2 of them. They've got the ult from the Monkey King coming through as well, but the vacuum's down onto the low ground. BKB's coming out from Armel and Carl. They're manning up with the right clicks. The decision's been made by Yaz to take them out of the fight. It's not going to be enough to save the Clockwork, but it will get the rest of them out there. The Deathward, of course, still going. Doesn't interrupt the channeling.
That's great.
I'm still yet to see I want to see sort of the big sort of Rift black hole plays.
Rift, but yeah, from a distance.
One day we'll get something like that with the Underlord ult. There's definitely potential there. But all in all, smart disengage. I think that fight was definitely looking to go the way of TNC big time. So Yaj making the call. It pays off. They were starting to fall low there.
Yeah, especially because, like, you know, you kill this Sanking and you're like, oh god, what if he has buyback? And you're at that point of the base, he can get turned out really quickly.
Raven looking to get some Bloodstone charges, has to set up with the Yules. Grims and Carl are there though. So
he's got it back, yeah.
We'll back up.
Armel's BKB still on cooldown. Does have a DD in his bottle now, and Armel level 18. So level 3 Requiem is at the ready. Carl also level 18 on SF. And if you see, Grims has gone for the Midas. So he is, you know, he understands the pace of the game. If it goes later and later, it will be quite nice for Execration's lineup. Because they can itemize to deal with this Timber Saw and get silver edges. They can get all these kind of things that make themselves work versus that lineup.
Top lane, Tims He's on the hunt. Nando's does have the... He's actually going to reveal himself because he's got the back of Illumine. They'll go in with the cogs. Tim's fully loaded. Vacuum comes out holding them back. Tim's has been Spirit Vessel. He probably will die. But Nando, he's going to be the bigger loss here on the map as they lose their Monkey King Execration. Lumic being chased. They have to Yule's control. Raven with the setup. The Chakram bursting Lumic down low. He's trying to run, trying to hide. The pipes come out from the Underlord, buying him some magical protection. But Raven will still chase him down with the Whirling Death. Cut him out. Yaj will be able to TP away, but that's 2 heroes down. And Sam, he actually managed to survive.
Oh, bottom. They get the sleep on Carl.
Oh,
they have any TPs for this, though?
They do. They do. They have control. Wall drop down. In comes Armel, ready for the finishing blow to take down Carl. What was the gyro doing there, folks?
Just way too far out of position. This is the thing about Bane that makes him so strong, is when you're split pushing like that, there's so much lockdown. 7-second sleep,
look at Raven,
just easy setup.
I mean, Raven knows they can do nothing about it.
Yeah,
he may
cores
even
are
get
dead. Yeah, the main cores are dead.
You have to be so careful around this Timber. Level 22.
TNC making very good rotations, catching themselves back up in this game. They've now claimed experience lead, and they're soon to claim the gold lead, making their way into this Roche pit. 36 seconds without Gyrocopter.
I'll take yours.
And again, sort of showing us that kills really are not quite what they were once upon a time in Dota 2. 27-14, but now the net worth starting to go back in favor of TNC, and this Roshan will definitely put them ahead. We'll see if they can do something big here. Execration looking towards the pit. They have the Pit of Malice down, but the Burrow Strike comes down on 2. The Vacuum as well coming through. BKB popped by the Shadow Fiend. Hook shots there from Lumic. So they will force TNC out of the pit.
That was a great move by Execration. Bought time for Gyro to be back up. They didn't expend anything massive, just the hook shot. They've got everything else at the ready, and BKB on SF was used.
And the BKB for the Monkey King, I believe, is nearly there on Nando. Yeah,
yep.
It's just
1,000 gold away.
1,000 gold away from the Mithril Hammer. So you'll have that fresh BKB on the Monkey King. BKB and the Wukong's command, with the amount of team fight control that they were seeing that they do have, can be quite the nuisance to deal with.
Oh, and what happened to Roche? He's not going back in his normal position. He's just turning around.
He's had enough. He's found a new he's just, when you get sort of a comfortable spot and you're just like, oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, just stand like that. He's having a.
I guess so. What made him stop? Was it the cogs or something? I don't even know what made him stop. Whatever.
Nah, he's Dota 2, innit? No one knows.
I'm not sure.
No one knows.
Something stopped him in his tracks.
Maybe it's like the gold brush or something, innit? Because one of the players has got the gold brush. Who's got the gold brush actually? Who's the one with the big? Who's the big spender?
I don't think any of these guys do. I know. 1437 had the Platinum Rush. So, he's not on the team anymore, though.
Yeah.
Of course. And the smoke, Execration. They don't have the BKB yet on Nando, though. Smoke matchup too. TNC. They're looking for a fight here.
Who's gonna find who?
Darkseer with an Aether Lens. So they're really looking for the combo.
Absolutely. Get that Vacuum Burrow shot.
High ground advantage.
Nando is in trouble. He's gone. Nando has walked in to his worst nightmares there as TNC were fully waiting for him up the high ground. Execration is still going to try and fight though. They're looking towards Tim's. Maledict is on and they're sort of split up though as they chase different ways. Raven comes into the center of the fight. They have the Nightmare onto the clock of the sidelines. Armel goes for the BKB Requiem, gets it on all 3. Lumic, hook shots across. They're trying to take everyone out with the Dark Rift. Is it going to save Carl? No! They can't save Carl in time. Carl will fall. Tim's and Raven also cut down Grims on the side. That's 3 down on Execration. This time TNC will have the space to finish off Roshan without any sort of contest.
Oh, Gyro was trying to get away from Armel, but he actually positions himself into the far raise. So he gets clipped by that last raise and actually gets picked off because he also saved his BKB the whole time.
Oh, bottom lane, Execration might get a free kill in return.
Yep, Cuckoo.
That's a Cuckoo kill, we'll take that.
It's his job, 0-8.
But they may die. They actually may die. Burrow strikes down onto Lumic. Lumic forcing himself away. The chase is there from Raven. He's got the Lotus Orb. There'll be the Yule Scepter onto the Underlord. Raven says, I'll take down you now. Look to come back for you later. Yaj is there. It's surrounded by TNC. Cut down more Bloodstone charges for Raven as he's up to 21 now and pretty much has the money. 100 gold. Shiva's Guard will be done for this Timber. So this Raven Timbersaw having a perfect game.
10-1. Yeah, they're
10-1.
They're playing at the perfect pace. They need to keep it up versus the Execration's lineup. Execration is now starting to fall behind because, you know, they tried to take that. They smoked before Nando had that BKB. I felt like that was a pretty crucial timing for them.
It really was. I mean, I don't know how much it would have saved him, of course, because he did get jumped on from the high ground.
He did get jumped on.
Like, he wouldn't have got the BKB off, but still. A risky position for Execration to be in, and it's starting to cost them. 6k lead for TNC. Their 2 cores climbing up to a level that the 2 cores of Execration are going to struggle to keep up with unless they can find these big team fights.
Yeah. Raven is a beast, though, like you said. About to be level 25. I want to see these long-range timber chains. I hope he gets it. I'd be surprised if he takes. I'd be surprised if he takes the other one.
Cuckoo doing his job.
Yep, there he goes. And he is dead. Tim's 2-man stun. Team's coming in. Raven has the long-range timber chain.
Oh, here we go, Raven. Look at the setup. They're going in straight away onto Nando. Nando still does not have his BKB. So he is going to die again. They've got the control onto Lumik. Tims closes the gap with the Burrow Strike. Lumik dragged back into the clutches as Sam H is...
Raven's still going in. He's now
Yet.
chasing the gyrocopter. Gets the Yules on him. His team's not really in range to help, though, so gyro is fine.
I mean, that one you can definitely argue the lack of BKB really hurting Nando. The fact that he just wasn't able to get it before TNC really stepped up the pace. That's a huge worry for Execration. They need that BKB on the Monkey King to stand a chance.
Look at these timber chains. That's not even close to the max distance. You can zoom out all the way and you can barely even see it. That's not true, but still. It's pretty close. It's pretty enormous.
Raven stepping up, forcing Yaj back.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Very
attack.
little they can do to stop this Timbersaw. They'll try. The pick coming out. Vacuum onto Carl. Carl has to be careful. Again, Grims. Now looking for the cast. Does get some decent bounces in the Maledict, and in fact, that is going to be Armel taking it. Armel! He's lost the Aegis. He's saving the BKB for the second round. Can they kill him again? They're looking for the control. Armel still holding on to that BKB charge for now. Will be hook shotted. There's the BKB coming out. They have the Red Grim, but Carl's BKB has already come out upon himself. Tims is going to jump forward with the Epicenter and Burrow Strike. Raven into the midst of it all. They get the Wukong's command off. Turn with the Boundless Strike.
Armel.
They do kill the Shadow Fiend. They'll take Tims as well. Execration with the turnaround there. We're seeing, you know, when they do manage to get off the Wukongs, have the BKB on Nando, they can take the team fights.
Armel's still squishy. If he gets all these spells thrown, I'm holding that BKB as long as possible.
Yeah,
but
maybe a little too confident.
Yeah, I think so.
The way he went up, even with the Aegis, as we saw, they can kill him twice.
Yeah, especially if Clockwork can get on top of him. Just Clockwork's just very good versus SF, and that is now down to a 6-second BKB on the Shadow Fiend. Carl getting close to that butterfly on the gyrocopter. That's going to be a pretty good timing for him.
And his BKB still at 8 seconds, and of course Nando's still up at 9.
Oh, but speaking of Nando, they are pinging him out. They're looking for him up top. He is positioned on the high ground.
Sam H is coming.
They have reveal.
Oh, they do drop a sentry, but
Cuckoo had it.
Yeah, just on the edge. Nando's already out there.
They might buy a gem pretty soon. At least Cuckoo might buy a gem because, you know, he's not getting gold anyway. He really wants his Aether Lens though, really badly. So the thing about you know, Bane versus Gyrocopter is Enfeeble is going to be a bit of a menace versus him because he's got the 40% experience talent too. So if Cuckoo actually lives any of these engagements, which he's really not, he can get that plus 100 Enfeeble damage reduction, and that is pretty substantial versus a Gyro and Monkey King.
220 off in total.
Yeah, it is a lot.
And he's seeing at the moment about, what, 252. So hitting for 32 damage. Quick maths.
Quick maths. So Aether Lens was finished on Cuckoo, so now he has that huge cast range for Enfeeble as well as other spells, of course. And we do see Witch Doctor.
Now he's got the Butterfly. So now, even if he does get Enfeebled, he'll still be...
He'll be hitting decently.
Hitting for at least more than you start the game with, you know.
Sure.
Yeah, he got some damage still. It's not in the negatives.
He's not level 22 either. Yeah, either on Cuckoo. So.
And he's going for the Aghanims.
He is queued up the Aghanims, yeah. I've just seen Cuckoo farming Ancients with Brain Sap for the last few minutes. He really wants to get those levels up. He's going to go back up. They've got Smoke at the ready. Raven, I believe, has an Aghanims finished up on the Timbersaw, so his damage has skyrocketed.
The double, you know, the full sort of pizza party combo, I like to call it, you know. Pizzas for everyone. Buy one, get one free.
Why is that?
Because you're chucking out pizzas, aren't you? It's a pizza.
It's a pizza.
I'll give you that one.
You know, you got your blue cheese pizza and your tandoori hot. You know, the orange and the blue.
All right, I guess I'll give it.
Here we go. Give him the pizzas, Raven. Get those pizzas out. There we go. They do manage to get out, though. Force is there from Lumic.
Call down. Doesn't connect. They want to kill the missile. Nope.
There we go. Time to push in for TNC. There they go. They got the Burrow strike. There go the pizzas out onto the Underlord. Whoa!
Oh, he got broken by the Silver Edge,
too. He really did. He just got absolutely destroyed there by that burst from TNC. That's an Underlord. That's not a hero you normally see get blown up that quickly.
Yep.
The power of the pizza party too strong. Raven looking to break hearts, break teams, break dreams. (23-31) behind on kills, but what does it matter? They have the net worth lead. They have these cores that are doing so much against that of Execration's lineup. Raven. Onto the high ground.
The combo.
There's the combo. Vacuum combo onto 2. They're getting bursted. The Fiend's Grip as well. The right clicks from Armel. That's Gyro down.
He does have buyback, but he doesn't want to have to use it. That just the sheer magic damage, getting double raise up with the shadow raise damage plus the stun vacuum, just more than enough. And like you said, that Fiend's Grip on top.
Yeah, very nicely done from Fiend.
Very nice.
That nice, because the movement speed is there on the Gyro. They don't have that control for the BKB. He's out to the north. He's created the distance, and he almost certainly would have lived.
Definitely.
I'm getting to this point again where Execration struggle to leave the base, but they're going to try for it. Up on the high ground, Armel, he's got the sentry. He was thinking about the Requiem. There's the vacuum onto 2. Going for the Requiem for the side of it. He's still holding on to it, the pit. Not going to come out as of yet. You've got Lumic hook-shotting onto the side. They are looking towards this Darkseer. He's out of mana. They've broken him. The pit is going to connect, but he's forced out to the side. Still getting Samh, drawing him away. Raven's finished off the Gyro on the side. No, so the Witch Doc's on the sidelines. The Gyro is still dead from the last engagement. There'll be the Rift out as they look to try and save some of them, but they've lost the clock. They've lost the Witch Doctor. They were trying to protect, having to use the buyback on the Gyro, but in doing so, they lose both supports, and these supports don't have buybacks themselves, so the bottom lane of Rax in trouble. The fortification comes out, Nando looking for an opening. The Enfeeble will finally wear off. He wants to go on Armel. He's going to open straight away with the Boundless Strike, but he doesn't get the BKB off. He's caught out straight away. Now he gets it through. The Lotus Orb on him as well, but the right clicks from Armel, forcing back the Monkey King. Nando to back off. Raven now timber chaining out of there, because Kyle's coming on the front lines. They do have the sentry down. They will get Tims.
They just bailed. TNC were like, oh god, we're gonna die, so they just ditched poor Tims.
And they do hold the Rax with that defense Execration.
They do.
So all in all,
Carl's really far up, the Fiend's Grip.
And he is going to die. No question about that. That, again, I guess expected TNC to have already left the situation, left the area. But that, again, you can't have your Gyro continuously dying like this.
He took the movement speed on Bane. Aw. All right, well, he still can get in position.
It's a bit of a letdown.
I actually really thought he would take
it. It is a lot.
It is a lot. It's hard to turn down. It is.
It was one of the highest in the games.
There's one that's higher, right? No, this one's 75. There's one that's higher, right? There's 100 movement speed talent, isn't there?
I think Techies gets plus 500.
I don't even know. Whatever. Who cares? Anyway.
Cap.
What was the item that was just picked up? I just saw something. Oh no, it's level 25 Shadow Fiend. Sorry, he took the 3 damage per soul, not the cooldown reduction on us.
Oh yeah.
He's trying to stay that right-clicking force, since he is the only right-clicker on his team.
There's a full Octarine on Raven now.
Wait, what?
Axe Octarine.
What?
It's crazy. I mean, this Raven Timbersaw. Now, again, I feel like I haven't seen TNC in a while, but I definitely, Raven has done this in the past, and he does own the Timbersaw. He really does do so.
Wow, he is. Yeah. He's going to be very hard to bring down, and he is going to be dishing out a hell of a lot of damage in these engagements.
The Monkey King is just not in a comparable position. It's about 8k between the two of them. Butterfly also done for Armel.
Yeah, he's doing 460 damage per hit now on the Shadow Fiend. Yaj.
Raven.
Has to.
Oh, he got spooked.
He got very spooked.
So we're out of it, boys. Armel. Trying to lead in there with the Silver Edge.
Dire's bottom shrine.
They're out. I'll take the shrine. all about this high ground defense. They don't have a Tinker this time around, Execration, of course, so not quite the same strengths that they had in the last game to keep the game going.
Roche is up. They could go for that one if they want to. Aegis and Cheese. Ideally wanting a pick off though. Not running. Fighting around the pit versus Monkey King Gyro can still be quite a threat. They are falling further and further behind though. 11k advantage for TNC. Their cores on Execration, they need to take the fight, and they're going. Tims breaks the smoke.
Here we go, towards the pit. Can they get there in time? Roshan incredibly low. Armel on defense, but the hookshot comes in. Oh! They get the kill, but Armel's still able to pick up the Aegis. He's got the Aegis on SF. They're trying to fight up. Armel getting forced to the side. He's falling very low, but they don't have detection. He's forced out by his teammates. They'll protect Armel. Vacuum comes out onto 2. They come in with the epicenter, but the Wukong's command is still down. Now it will wear off. They're trying to finish off Tims. Tims gets one more Burrow Strike off. They have lost the Aegis on Armel. They've lost the Sand King, and Execration side only the clock to go down. They'll try and timber chain himself out of this one. Raven, Carl being chased on the side of it. He's pretty speedy, not speedy enough. Samh able to run him down with the Iron Shell and the Surge. They've claimed 2 TNC, and Raven, he's still full and fighting fit. Look towards Nando, Brain Sap from Cuckoo to seal the deal. Grims is surrounded, hexed up, brought down. They lose 4 on Execration. An admirable attempt there from the Clockwork. They get that kill. They didn't get the Aegis though, and if they did get that Aegis and that SF didn't have a second life in that fight, maybe then they would have had a chance. But as it stands, Execration losing 4, Yaj getting bullied back to his base. The buybacks are going to have to come out if they want to try and keep this man alive. But the break, he just gets right-clicked down by Armel. Buyback from Nando, buyback from Carl. As Execration trying to hold on to this, but they're losing hero after hero. They don't have buyback on the Underlord or the Witch Doctor. 80 seconds without their offlaner. As Armel and Raven, they know they're pushing in on the mid lane, taking the tier 3 tower. Now moving on to the racks. The Yule Scepter just holding back Carl. Carl does have the BKB ready to pop, but he needs a team around him if he wants to try and hope to fight this. Bottom lane of racks cleared up. Nando looking for the opening. He has been enfeebled for now. He's going to try and open up onto Armel, pops down the Wukongs to put TNC off from pushing onto that mid lane of racks. But TNC, they still want to stay in the base. Yeah, they know that they're strong. They're going up to top, up to the tier 3s, just moving up and down. They'll go wherever Execration isn't at the moment. Nando getting bursted down to half. Raven just sitting himself on the front lines. The Boundless comes out. Nando falling low with the BKB, trying to commit onto this Timbersaw. Lumic with the hook shot. We're going on to Armel, but the BKB's out for the SF. Armel stands his ground, takes the melee racks, takes the ranged racks. Grims going in with the Glimmer Cape. Samh, vacuum wall only onto 1. They'll get the Burrow Strike out onto the Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor surrounded, hexed up, and Witch Doctor taken down by Cuckoo as he finishes off with the Brain Sap.
The long-range Fiend's Grip.
Getting forced back to Jason, getting forced to GG. So ladies and gentlemen, TNC will be your champions of this first series of the day, taking the series 2-1.
Yeah, Raven went absolutely crazy in this game. We were thinking maybe it might be Armel this time, but no. It was absolutely Raven just standing in the front lines. At the end there, I'm seeing Nando hitting him, and he was just tickling. It was actually doing pretty much no damage to that Timbersaw.
I think we said in the draft, it was always awkward, the Monkey King final pick. They took their time with it. I think they sort of didn't know what to go with, and the Monkey King it just didn't work out.
Yeah, it was close though. I mean, Carl did have an excellent game of the Gyro, so did Lumic on the Clockwork, but other than that, it was like the Raven show. He was just like zipping in and out of the fights with the Timber Change. This Underlord kept getting just destroyed by the damage.
It just absolutely was always going to get to a point that, you know, where as long as the Timbersaw doesn't get massively shut down, you're just not going to be able to do anything against a Timbersaw as a Monkey King.
Yeah, and even if it got to like the super late game, they just had so much of an advantage that they still don't kill the Timber.
You still don't kill that Timbersaw.
It did seem like they were kind of like getting close, but a couple fights, just that vacuum combo with the Sand King stun, it's more than enough burst damage before the BKBs come out. And yeah, TNC with some nice, I would say like some better execution and better decision making this time around.
Absolutely.
Really clearing
they
the
certainly sort of cleaned it. I think, as we said, game 1, bit of an experiment from TNC.
It did seem, going for the IO just seemed like a totally different strategy than what they usually play. Usually it's like this, some heavy team fight that can just run at the enemy team and take towers. The other one was, full split push. So adjustments made by TNC. They're looking pretty good, but, you know, just versus Execution in these SCA games, we do see a lot of like people going back and forth. It does tend to happen, but
So, I think we can get the bracket up and show you guys and girls at home what that series does mean for the progression of this. So, as we have it, 2-1 for TNC. They'll move across on this upper bracket. And, of course, Execration will be knocked down to the loser bracket. We'll have a second chance. So we have double elimination in all our regional qualifiers here at the CORSAIR DreamLeague Season 9. So, with that in mind, we both went for TNC on that, didn't we? We both were correct. We'll give ourselves a quick point before we send you, lads and ladies, off for a break. Point for you. And a point for me.
You know, Cuckoo as well. The thing is, like Cuckoo, he may have ended like he actually had 4 kills. So he got a couple brain sap kills, but he died. He was like 0-7 at one point, but he was definitely doing his job. He was setting up, trying to getting his team the kills, and a lot of times he died, and then they would get like 2 or 3 kills too. So, yeah, well done by TNC. Some nice plays, and Execration had a pretty solid early game, but the mid game kind of just started to fall apart.
Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what a series to start the day off with, and what a series we have coming up next for you at the CORSAIR DreamLeague Season 9. I know you're all fans of it. You want to see it, love them or hate them. We have Fnatic, one of the teams that everyone, they love to come in the chat and spam a few memes about, because it's going to be fun. You know, you're never going to be disappointed when Jackie Mao's on the show. He is going to give us quite a display. We don't know which way it's going to go. It'll either be a display of brilliance or a display of celebrity status, as some would say nowadays. We'll see. It's going to be exciting. Don't go anywhere. We have Fnatic, and of course against GeekFam standing in as Vanesky dropped out. I'm looking forward to seeing what GeekFam does.
I'm looking forward to it too. I don't really know what they're going to bust out. It's going to be interesting.
Let's see. So, Fnatic versus GeekFam after this break. We'll put a time on the screen. We should be back pretty shortly with the second series of the day here at the CORSAIR DreamLeague Season 9.